All right, let's start with a really hard truth today. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to tackle something that frustrates so many of us. Most people grow up believing that getting a good degree, landing a prestigious job, and earning a high salary will eventually just make them rich. We're essentially taught that this hourglass of trading our time for a salary will eventually lead to a giant mountain of wealth. But look, if your salary alone created wealth, then millions of incredibly hardworking professionals wouldn't be sitting around right now completely stressed out, just praying for their next paycheck to clear. I see so many young earners who feel totally, hopelessly broke despite actually making really good money. It's a wildly frustrating cycle, and let's be honest, absolutely nobody in school teaches us how to break out of it. So today, we're having an honest, no-bluff conversation. Think of me as your elder brother giving you the financial reality check you actually need to hear right now. We're going to explore exactly why your salary alone will literally never make you rich and the precise steps you can take to build real, lasting wealth.
Okay, let's dive into this. You get a promotion, your salary increases, but somehow by the 25th of the month, your bank account is running on fumes. You're still on that corporate treadmill, running endlessly, sweating it out, but essentially getting nowhere. So why does this keep happening? Well, it's because a salary is just your starting capital. It is absolutely not the finish line. We live in this culture where we eagerly wait for that SMS from the bank on the first of the month, we feel like absolute royalty for a weekend, and then, poof, the money just vanishes into thin air. The reality we have to wake up to is that getting a salary simply gives you the basic tools to survive. What you do with that salary over the next 5 to 10 years, that is what actually determines if you will ever buy your freedom, or if you're just going to be stuck sweating on that treadmill forever.
To really understand why you might be feeling so stuck, look at the stark difference between these two realities. On one side, we have active income. This basically means chaining yourself to the clock. It is entirely 100% dependent on your time, your energy, and your physical effort. If you stop working tomorrow, or, God forbid, you have a sudden medical emergency, that income stops instantly, period. High income does not automatically mean financial freedom. You could be earning an amazing top-tier salary in a big city, but if you're drowning in car EMIs, paying absolutely crazy city rent, and covering huge taxes, you aren't wealthy. You are still just a high-paid survivor living paycheck to paycheck. On the flip side, real wealth means planting a money tree that grows while you're literally resting in a hammock. It's when your money is out there working for you, generating income whether you're sitting at a desk, fast asleep, or on a beach vacation.
And hey, if being completely dependent on active income wasn't stressful enough, you're also fighting a silent thief every single day of your life. And that thief is inflation. Think about how basic costs just shoot up like a rocket, while your salary barely inches forward. A lot of middle-class families are taught that simply saving money in a traditional bank account is enough. But really think about it for a second. Your grocery bills, your rent, your kids' education, healthcare, these things are practically doubling every few years. Those everyday costs are rising way faster than your typical 5 to 8% annual salary increment. So if you just leave your hard-earned cash sitting idle in a savings account, that silent thief is quietly draining its value. You're effectively getting poorer every single year without even realizing it. Crazy, right?
Which brings us to a pretty harsh physical reality. Sure, you can negotiate a better salary. You can grind for that big promotion. But your personal energy battery is eventually going to deplete. You only have 24 hours in a day. You are literally trapped inside the clock, bumping up against a solid brick ceiling. Depending solely on your personal time and energy to generate income is incredibly risky. I mean, what happens when you face extreme burnout? What happens when there are massive, unexpected industry layoffs? Or frankly, when the robotic arm of AI and automation really starts flipping the job market upside down? There is a natural biological ceiling to how much active work you can do. If you don't find a way to make money outside of those working hours, you will literally have to work until the day you die just to survive.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the psychology behind our spending completely traps us. This quote hits the nail right on the head. Many people upgrade their lifestyle faster than they upgrade their assets. Let's be real, what usually happens when we get a raise? Boom, we immediately buy the flashy new car on EMI. We upgrade to a massive, way too expensive apartment just to show our peers that we've made it. We are so heavily influenced by social media pressure, right? We're constantly comparing our messy, behind-the-scenes reality with someone else's perfectly curated highlight reel. We focus entirely on looking rich right now rather than actually becoming wealthy later. It's the ultimate trap of instant gratification. We end up feeding our egos, but we're completely starving our future selves.
So how do we actually break this cycle? We have to understand the fundamental difference between these two categories in front of you. It's a game changer. On one hand, you have liabilities. These are the things physically pulling money down and out of your pocket.
That's your expensive car EMIs, gadgets that lose half their value the second you open the box, and, those 5 different streaming subscriptions you swear you're going to watch but barely use. On the other hand, you have assets. These are the things putting money back into your pocket. We are talking about mutual funds, stocks, real estate, investing in businesses, and, don't forget this one, investing in high-income skills that increase your own earning power. Rich people buy assets. They buy things that generate more money over time. If you really want to escape the middle-class wealth trap, your primary goal in your early earning years should be quietly acquiring as many income-producing assets as humanly possible.
Because here's the secret. Wealth creation is not some overnight lottery ticket event. It follows a precise timeline. It is a slow, honestly kind of boring, but incredibly rewarding process that is entirely powered by compounding. Look at year 1. You just start. Even if it's super small amounts, you're putting your money to work. By year 5, your discipline has built a really solid foundation, you've weathered some market ups and downs, you haven't panicked, and you've learned to tolerate that boring middle phase where it feels like absolutely nothing is happening. But then, year 10 hits. This is where the magic of compounding really accelerates. Your money is practically out there making its own money. And by year 20, your assets have grown so much that they can actually start replacing your active income entirely. The massive secret here isn't trying to time the market perfectly. It's about time in the market. Starting early with consistent, calculated risks matters so much more than waiting around for the perfect moment.
Now, alongside investing, you need to protect yourself by diversifying how you actually earn. Let me be very, very clear here. I am absolutely not promoting that toxic, sleep-deprived hustle culture. A stable salary is incredibly valuable and it gives you genuine peace of mind. But depending only on that one single source of income, it leaves you completely vulnerable. You need realistic, multiple income streams flowing into your bucket. Think of it this way. If the main pipe, your salary, ever runs dry, those other smaller pipes will keep you afloat. This means continuously upgrading your side skills. Maybe you take up some freelancing or consulting on the weekends. Maybe you focus on building dividend and interest-yielding investments. Or perhaps you explore responsible content creation or digital opportunities. Adding these streams slowly over time doesn't just bring in some extra cash, it brings absolute, rock-solid financial security.
So the crucial point we're getting to here is a fundamental shift in how you view the world. You have to make the leap from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. The consumer mindset basically crowns itself with shopping bags and instant gratification. It looks at a bank balance and immediately asks, okay, what status symbol can I buy right now to show off to my friends? The investor mindset, however, gets its hands dirty. It waters small investments today so they can grow into towering assets tomorrow. It looks at that exact same bank balance and asks, how can I deploy this capital to buy ownership? How can I make this money work for me over time? It's a completely different operating system. The goal isn't just to earn more money so you can spend more money. The goal is to accumulate assets that eventually buy back your time.
All right, if you are in your 20s or early 30s, the roadmap we're looking at right now is your exact no-bluff guide. While a full financial plan might have dozens of complex steps, just take a mental screenshot of these 5 critical core milestones. First up, learn the financial basics and avoid bad consumer debt like the absolute plague. Second, actually, scratch that. Before you invest a single dime in the stock market, build an emergency fund first. Have 6 months of basic living expenses safely tucked away in a liquid account. Third, buy health insurance early. Trust me, one medical emergency can wipe out years of savings for a middle-class family. Fourth, once you're protected, invest consistently in assets that match your risk appetite. And finally, rigorously control your lifestyle inflation. Look, wealth building is slow. It requires extreme discipline. It is all about those daily, boring habits that stack up over a decade.
Ultimately, I want you to really internalize this. The goal isn't to look rich for social media. The goal is to build true freedom, security, and endless opportunities. Being middle class isn't the problem at all. Staying financially unaware is. Your salary is an amazing tool. It is your seed money. But true success isn't driving the flashiest car to an office you secretly hate every Monday morning. True success is quietly buying your freedom so that one day you get to wake up and choose exactly how you spend your time. Start making your money work for you today. Be patient with the process and just watch how it transforms your entire future. So I'm going to leave you with this one provocative question to chew on today. If your paycheck permanently stopped tomorrow, exactly how many days would your current assets keep you free? Think about it.